10 years ago in the soaps, including Coronation Street Week beginning April 14th. 10 years ago in the soaps. Remind yourself of all the soap drama that was happening in EastEnders, Coronation Street, Emmerdale and Hollyoaks 10 years ago this week. David Platt was jailed in Coronation Street, Stacey Branning went to bed with Steve Beale in EastEnders, Laurel Thomas had a baby shock in Emmerdale, and Rhys Ashworth and Beth Clement were arrested in Hollyoaks 10 years ago in the soaps. Coronation Street 10 years ago in the soaps. David Platt, Jack P. Shepherd, had a lot of apologizing to do before he faced court for sentencing after attacking his mum Gail Helen Worth and trashing the street. He had a special sorry for girlfriend Tina McIntyre, Michelle Keegan, but she told him she needed a break and wouldn't be visiting him in prison. Then she got on a bus, left Weatherfield, and David heartbroken on his last night of freedom. Next day was Gail's 50th birthday, but there were no celebrations as David was sentenced to do time in a Young Offenders Institute. Would he cope with life inside? Becky Granger, Catherine Kelly, had a habit of picking wrong guns, and the trend continued with her latest fling, builder Rick Phil Corbett. Jason Grimshaw, Ryan Thomas, overheard Rick talking about his girlfriend and daughter and wasted no time telling Becky that Rick was virtually married with a kid. So when Rick turned up at the cafe, Becky was ready for him, chucking a cup of tea over his head and ramming a cream cake in his face. Served him right. Laurel and Ashley Thomas, Charlotte Bellamy and John Middleton were grieving for their son Daniel when events took a shocking turn. Blood tests revealed that Laurel couldn't have been Daniel's mom, and suspicions grew that the baby had been swapped at birth with a little boy called Arthur. Once the doubts had been raised, Ashley and Laurel had to undergo more blood tests to discover the truth. Laurel was adamant that, even if there had been a mix-up, she had no interest in taking another coupleless child. Ashley wasn't so sure. EastEnders 10 years ago in the soaps. Stephen Beale, Aaron Sidwell, was frustrated. He wanted to take things to the next level with Stacey Branning, Lacey Turner, but his experience or lack of it was seriously hampering his progress. He swatted up on sex, even buying a manual, but when they did eventually manage to go to bed together, it just didn't happen. Now Stacey was frustrated and Stephen embarrassed and feeling sorry for himself. What went wrong? Dawn Swan, Cara Twinton, had ambitions, and winning the Barmaid of the Year title was top of the list. But first she had to beat the other Queen Vic barmaids to get through to the competition final. She looked gorgeous in her new dress and happily modeled for the local photographer in the Square Gardens. But the smile was wiped off her face when Willard slipped out of Sean Slater's control and wiped his muddy paws all over Dawn's frock. The dress was ruined, and so were Dawn's chances when Sean had a word in the judge's ear and Roxy Mitchell, his latest squeeze, was declared the winner. Long before her famous TV role as Queen Victoria, Jenna Coleman got her acting break as Ashley Thomas's niece Jasmine in Emmerdale. Debbie Dingle knew Miles D. Souza, Aidan Callahan, had feelings for Jasmine and played matchmaker by flirting with Miles to make Jasmine jealous. Miles got sick of the plan and came clean to Jasmine, who admitted she had feelings for Miles, too, and the pair kissed. They started dating, but it didn't last. Hollyoaks 10 years ago in the soaps. Beth Clement, Sinead Moynihan, tried to love Gilly Roach, and Rhys Ashworth, Andrew Moss, tried to fancy Mercedes McQueen, but they really just loved each other, never mind that they were half-brother and sister. But Michaela McQueen discovered their secret affair, told Gilly, and it was a secret no more. Gossip spread through the village, but it was Gilly who turned them into the police, and the illicit couple were arrested. Amy Barnes, Ashley Slonina Davies, and her abusive boyfriend Sweet Hay, Kieran Richardson, had been pretending Amy's daughter Leah had leukemia to scam money out of the kind-hearted local community. But seeing how distraught her dad, Mike, Tony Hurst, was when he believed Leah's condition had worsened, Amy realized the game was up and confessed that Leah didn't have leukemia, and never had done. Mike was stunned and furious,